Welcome to the Vault Excel. Thank you for joining me. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Please check my community board for said posts, polls, breaking news, updates to stories I cover and not covered. This is live number 2. First live today is pertaining to the Kansas City 3. The fans who were found dead in the backyard of their friends' property. I am continuing coverage on that said information. When I get an update, I will bring it to you. This live stream is pertaining to Candus and Boy H. I was bored this evening, passing time, trying to relax, a little downtime for the queen. And I decided to rummage through the YouTube queue. Very dangerous thing indeed. And what I found was just as disturbing as what I've learned in the past 2.5 years in talking about the Summer Wells case. Let me talk to you for just a second. Please explain to the Queen why you have not rallied for your child in a proper manner, such as going on news networks, radio stations, handing out flyers, speaking events to talk about missing people and children. Why not? But you have the audacity to attend a Bulls Gap festival where missing children, people were featured, which I find very disturbing. But then the flip side of that is what I already know. It was to put on a show, because 2.5 years later, you would be at an event talking about your missing kid, having flyers up about her. It's utterly disrespectful. But this is expecting of people who are trying to put up a front, to pretend that they care. So let me go down this itemized list I have here in my notes. You go to a festival, which would have probably been October? Missing people featured, people talking in the background, music playing, somebody singing on stage. And then somebody said in that chat, your chat, matter of factly, I believe it was your chat, nobody's talking about anybody missing. Just pictures and flyers of missing children, people. But nobody's discussing anything. Interesting. You have not had your kids returned. So that shows cause there that you do not care about either child, living or deceased. If we believe that the first one is no longer alive. 2.5 years later, same old BS. Live streams, new friends, old friends, backstabbing between strangers and YouTubers. No arrests, no updates by law enforcement, and no care from the parents. Just clout chasing, possibly hoping to get a little pocket change along the way. Videos of kitty cats and a skunk. Videos of you and a dog. You shouldn't even have dogs or pets. Frankly, a skunk shouldn't even be up there. But that's neither here nor there. A child talking in the background. Some people are offended by that. She doesn't have her own children. Who is this child talking? Amen. And the comment was relevant because it was like, well, she didn't want her own children. So imagine being around children. Shut your mouth. But you see that every day with people. And it's nothing wrong with, let's say you had a child young and it didn't work out. You weren't ready to have a child. Somebody raises the child. And then somewhere later down the road, you think that maybe you're ready to have a child. You get pregnant, knocked up, whatever. And you have the child, you keep the child, you raise the child. Now, people can judge you. Well, you didn't raise the first one, blah, blah, blah. What you doing with this kid? Everyone's entitled to his or her opinion. But your situation is a bit different than somebody had a child young was immature, wasn't ready, whatever the situation was, and then they waited later in life, got themselves together, had children, and raised their children and did a good job raising their children. You don't have any of your children. And I looked at a post of your older child or one of your children, girl child, talking about you being on drugs while having them. So then we have to ask, does that child have any communication with you, any type of relationship with your former children? Because if not, that goes to cause as well pertaining to the boys and Summer. So we go from the child in the background to the church video. And lo and behold, who do I see? Miss Robin. Couldn't wait to smile for the camera. Robin. We'll have to do a separate video on you. Because I believe you got something. You got a screw loose. Oh, yes. In church, everybody's playing, look like an instrument. I said, Lord have mercy. What have I stepped into? The Twilight Zone. I thought this was some other church, another denomination. But then now, fast forward, weeks in, I see Robin in that same video. And I thought, well, this is like the same video where it was wooden inside, like a wooden cabin or so. And Robin's in it. So I'm assuming it's the same denomination. I don't know. I could be wrong. I can stand corrected. I don't have a problem with that. What's that all about? Once again, putting on for the masses. And Robin, you're right there along for the ride. All you people who have pretended to care for Candus Blythe, Donald Wells, pretending to be their friend, want to talk to them, want to message them over the years. Messenger, I'm sure, damn near caught on fire. Shut up, Angela. Can I talk to you? I want to be your friend. I know you didn't hurt your little girl. It's so horrible the things that people are saying about you too. I'm your biggest fan. Kind of like chasing a Chucky doll. Is it not? Hi, I'm Chucky. Want to play? The buffoonery of it all. Nonstop. Every waking day. Like minds, you see. That's what we have here. People who think like them, act like them, mirror them, evenly yoked. That's why they were in their company. And then you have some who might just be gullible. Well, I want to think the best of them. It's the Christian thing to do. Oh, is it now? Because some people would see a person get sawed in two and still would be rallying for the person with the saw in their hand. And I think you all know people like that. Possibly you are like that. I will be so glad when this masquerade is over. Because it's baffling to continue the charade. Evil Exists has a video up pertaining to why you probably didn't get arrested for giving Boy H smoking products and alcohol. I just listened to it. It's very interesting. Perhaps they didn't want to arrest you for petty crime. Some would say that's not petty. He's a minor. He had no business drinking or imbibing smoke products. If he wants to do it over there in Kingsport with his mammy, who is no longer living, God rest her soul, then that's fine. But over here, you should know better than to give it to him. This goes to show you don't care about anything. You don't care about your own children. Why would you care about a 15-year-old at that time? Police don't want petty crimes. Why arrest her on something, then she gets out of jail, make a bond? And of course, it would be a petty bond too. Well, it ain't like it was Jim Beam or Johnny Walker. It's just some old cheap drink with a little bit of alcohol in it. Old Southern boy mentality. And she'd been out, bonded out, the child still missing. Perhaps that's what happened. That's why she was never arrested for aiding a minor. Let's go into the abyss for just a minute, if we can. The link is in the chat if you would like to delight the queen with your commentary on the panel. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the Vault XL. Let's go into Can's world. My goodness. I see that you pick and choose who you respond to in your chat. And I understand when people get hundreds of comments, they can't readily respond to every comment. And then sometimes we only respond to things that we're in agreement with. But you have months worth of comments, and I looked. And you just pick and choose who to respond to. And I'm sure some of those people probably like, well, I've commented, I said something positive. She don't even respond. The post of the children, August 17, 2023, 5 months ago, 857 views in your short is so utterly disrespectful. Showing pictures of the boys hugging each other close, Summer in the picture as a little itty bitty spider. Little did they know that down the road, they would not be together. And that's the joy of being a child, is that you just go along in the world. You don't know what's down the road. You don't know what's going to happen, whether it's good or bad. You just live because you don't have any other option. So I ask of you, Can, what is the point of all of this nonsense? Festival videos, putting up a video about a missing man. You don't care about your own missing kid. Look how long it took you to actually participate in a festival where you had flyers and pictures of your daughter. Help me understand. No radio interviews, no running around. We don't even have a billboard in Knoxville of your missing child. Now, help me understand that. I'll wait. One of the most talked about cases right up here in the Eastern Seaboard. No flyers. I've yet to see a flyer in any county pertaining to your child missing. Checkmate. I have yet to see a billboard. And I have touched down in 3 to 4 counties, even Washington County, last spring and summer. I saw nothing with your child on it. Why is that? I'll wait. Smiling faces, 3 boys and a girl. As I said, had no idea that one day they would no longer see each other. Live streams of you just talking and chatting to random people that you do not know, don't care anything about. Thunder Sky Studio uploaded a video a year ago. My bio mom was a meth head and abused us as babies. Imagine being a child saying that. Nice looking girl. Looks like you, Candus. I don't understand. But I do understand. So what I'm saying is rhetorical. I do understand what's going on. You're doing what most people do who have committed a felonious crime. They put on because they have not been arrested and have not been afforded the opportunity to stand account for doing a devious deed. And that is you. Let's go into the abyss, as I said. Just reading all this to you. This is just some utter nonsense. We're going to go to the festival video, and I'm going to read you some of the comments. And don't get offended, Candus, because you've ignored the videos any damn way, so it doesn't really matter. Coco says 3 months ago, Can and Lying Donnie were in summer. Question marks 4 times with a devil emoji. Didn't respond to that. Bible quotes from somebody. Somebody talks about a Daisy. If Daisy is responsible for this, then she should be absolutely ashamed of herself, along with whomever else was involved. Didn't respond to that. Candus, I really hate that your friend thought it necessary to ruin this day. Not everyone is your friend. I truly hope Summer is found. She is precious. Somebody says, exactly. Then Susie responds, true, maybe your friend isn't your friend. Has she supported you at any of these festivals like Jinkies and Chiblee has? I think she just wants clicks and cash. Well, that's been what's been going on all along. Those people who really don't care about missing children or anything. As I said, once you partner with YouTube, it's a business, no matter what you talk about. But there are people who genuinely don't care about missing people, hurt people. It is a show. I've watched a lot of content on YouTube, and I can tell those who genuinely don't care about the conversations they are having on their network about dead people, missing people, because they put on just 24 hours. There comes a time when you have to at least act half-ass serious. Come on now. I crack a few jokes, but in the end, it's about these radical beings. It's not about the person missing. It's not about the dead person. And then you have to check yourself on that as well, because to some people, it may be seen to be entertainment. As I was listening to some psychic box talking about the Kansas City 3. At what point is this just fluff entertainment about dead people, missing people? Are the people talking about these people on platforms serious? And are we aiding the people who are responsible to just make a mockery out of the missing person, dead person? Those crafts made with clothespins are cool. I would have never thought of that. Candus, that was a really good thing you did for summer today. You're looking good too. Night watch. Night watch, what the hell is wrong with you? You're looking good too, I guess. Just skimming over the comments. Zelda Paris, another dodo bird. I know that you wish summer was there with you. I pray for you, Candus, and I pray that God reveals to the world what happened to Summer so you can finally have some peace of mind and know of her circumstances. Every mother needs to know the whereabouts of her child. I am also praying for you to have closure and justice, capital J. I cannot imagine what you are going through. I guess you can imagine, because possibly your children are living, and you can see your children. Zelda Paris. Candus replied to this. Thank you, hon. All these comments and no replies. Think about that for just a second. And as I said, when it gets into the hundreds, it will be hard to respond, especially if a person had a day job, night job, was busy. They probably can't readily respond to the comments in the comment box. But Candus doesn't have a job, ain't worked nowhere, so she should have no problem responding to your positive comments. And there are many of them, and she has not responded. And I'm 3 months ago into this. Prayers for little Summer and your family. Thank you for sharing. Many prayers to the families of all lost and missing. May they all come home soon. You didn't reply to that one. Win and Whim Designs. You said, this is great, Candus, with a heart emoji. Lovely event. No response. Prayers your beautiful baby is found. No response. Candus, I'm really, really sorry this drama has come to you at this event. Crying emoji. This is heartbreaking. Broken heart emoji. Prayers to you and your family. No response. Prayer hands. Heart emoji. Purple heart. Now, tattoos, thrifting, and coffee says, set up a booth and stream lives. Talk about how cool you are. Drink pop and listen to music. I don't see anyone actually talking about these missing kids. Crying emoji. The chat. And how many people are watching seems to be the only topic. Hashtag justice for Summer. Exactly. Anything for the likes and the views and to get some pocket change. And as I said, this is a business. YouTube makes a lot of money, irregardless of what the hell we're talking about up here. But what is baffling is this woman having a YouTube channel and she ain't talking about nothing. finally shows a video of a festival of missing people 2 years in. I want you to think about that for just a second. 2 whole years, a child missing. Other children not returned because obviously they didn't comply with getting the children back or weren't allowed to get the children back. Either way, still the same. And you have the audacity to have a booth of this baby girl when you have never, I have never heard anybody follow you around and say, I saw Candus standing on the street corner with a flyer of Candus. Of Summer. I saw her at the Walmart handing out flyers. I saw her at the Piggly Wiggly putting them up on the door. She was at the beauty salon handing out flyers. She was at the Dollar General handing out flyers. She was over at WJHL doing another interview about her baby. Why is that, Candus? But 2 years later, you want to sit up at this Bulls Gap festival putting on for people. And I can only imagine what some of those people were thinking about you over there. Probably playing nice, don't want to say anything nasty to you. Don't want to start a ruckus. Because I'm sure some of them do watch YouTube. Because YouTube is everywhere. Imagine what the flies were saying on the wall. Look at this heathen. Ain't got none of her damn kids back, and she over here putting on like she care about her child. Don't never hear her talking about that little girl. Stay on YouTube. If we didn't know any better, we would think you had a contract with YouTube. I'm just saying. Because you was on YouTube more than the Queen. Shut your mouth. You was up here on panel for panel for panel. Why? You and your husband. But lately people have been talking about how quiet you and Don have been. Well, haven't you heard the old saying, even the devil takes a break? Come on now. If you to believe that. Even the devil has to get a little sleep, a little shut-eye. Maybe not. Depends on your interpretation. These comments and the people surrounding poor Summer's disappearance. This is the shit leading the search. These are her advocates. Pedophile lovers, essayers, drug addicts, alcoholics, immature ass people fighting like they are teenagers. God bless this child. And God bless this child. Prayer emoji. Summer deserves better. One reply. Oh, it's gone. Imagine that. 243 comments. Shut your mouth. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. You can't make this stuff up. And look at this dodo bird, Jessie Hope. Candus, ha, 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 ha. Stupid emoji. You and your shoes. That's the first thing I do when I sit down and get comfy, kick off my shoes. Prayers for you. Prayer hands heart. What the hell is wrong with you, Jessie Hope 63? Most people kick off their shoes when they get home or sit down. Obviously, she's outside, so what? That's funny to you? Jesus Christ. Woo! Can't make this stuff up. Now, mind you, this is the festival video while this person is commenting about her kicking off her shoes. Because at the end of the video, it shows she's still at the festival. So she kicked her shoes off in public. Interesting. And then somebody commented, Eric. Don't know proper English. Imagine stalking the parents of a missing child. Pure disgusting emoji. Well, Eric, you might need to learn how to spell, because I think you mean stalking, not stocking, like stocking a shelf or stocking you put on your legs. Oh, my. The people that this earth is interesting. Oh, now look at this one. Look at this dodo bird. Praying you all have answers soon. Justice for Summer and the missing children and men and women. It is sad when God says to love him and others, and so much violence and hurt in our world. Oh my goodness. Kata Hadeen, whoever you are, do you hear yourself? So much violence and hurt in the world. You're commenting on a page of a person that possibly murdered their child. Do you hear yourself? Has not been honest, period. If she's told anything, it's of no relevance to Summer Wells. She might tell you she got up today, had a milkshake, fed the skunk. But see, that's of no relevance. And you're sitting here talking about hurt and harm when you're talking to people who have done nothing but harm children. Because as I always say, imagine what you don't know pertaining to a true crime story. The things you haven't seen, you haven't heard, you haven't witnessed. As Evil Zick said, cussing and fussing and Dawn being abusive to her own live streams. So imagine what you haven't seen and heard. Ding, 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 ding. And you're sitting here acting like she and her husband ain't done nothing to these children or the baby. And then you got the nerve to talk about G.O.D. Boy, y'all love to pimp Jesus. And look at this dodo bird, Oklahoma. Glad you had nice weather. Oh, okay. Becky P3, another dodo bird. Praying for answers, and those responsible are brought to justice. Oh, look at this person. Innocent until proven guilty, 217. Candus, I wish you had the phone. I would have enjoyed it so much more. Oh my God, are you people just blind? Whoever was holding the phone, there was a reason why she let him hold the phone and walk around at the festival. Because one, she didn't want to walk around the festival. She says that during the live stream, if you paid any attention, cuckoo bird. She's tired. She can't breathe. She doesn't exercise. She's smaller than the queen and she's huffing and puffing and shit. And then at some point in the video, she hands the phone. The guy hands her the phone back. I don't know who it is. Don't care. Because how ironic is that? You're at a festival about missing children and you take turns handing the phone to yourself and another person to film the festivities. You can't make this stuff up. Candus Blythe, Donna Wells, when is the charade going to end? I'm getting bored. I'll be 53 on Monday. Got gray hairs. I'm getting tired. I'm tired of the videos about you. I'm tired of everything pertaining to Rogersville. We're just talking in circles about absolutely nothing. As somebody said to me, but then why are you talking about it? And then why are you listening to the chat? Even swap ain't no swindle. Are any of you ever going to tell us where the child is? Because I don't want to look up and I'm 55, God willing. And there's still no news about Summer Wells. God forbid I make it to 60. We're still talking about Summer Wells if I'm still on YouTube. Hell, if YouTube is still around. And I guess you'll have more viewers. Aren't you tired of this game? Somebody put up a comment about that. Just tell us where the baby is. Just tell the truth, because you should be exhausted at this point playing this reindeer game about your baby. You should just want to tell the truth and free yourself. Maybe get a couple of years in prison and then go live your life after being released. That's a very poignant comment because it's truth. The person said, you can't be feeling great. Some people said, oh my gosh, she's probably going to have a breakdown from all of this. I don't give a damn. I don't give a rat's ass about her having a breakdown. Where is this kid? See, this is why I know you did something. In the tiniest of a twinkle crumb. If I want to think you did nothing to this kid, I'll go look at something, or somebody will post something to YouTube to show me why I'm not wrong. Because you just don't give a damn. You're doing all this putting on and fluff for attention. Sitting in church and tambourines playing and violins going and Robin smiling out the video like she's damn psychotic. All of you all are crazy as hell up there in Rogersville. It makes me ill. Just stop it. Where is this baby girl? So now you done went from one religion to the next. Well, let me tell you something about us Baptists. We get crunk. Let the queen talk to you for a second. White Baptists and black Baptists. Oh, we gets crunk. And guess what? We likes to go in church and show out. We goes into church talking crazy to the pastor, the deacon, everybody. So you might want to change your mind about being in the Baptist church, sweetheart. Because we will call your ass out in church. Shut your mouth. Ask me how I know. Fighting at the bus stop waiting on the church bus. Oh, us Baptists, we throws down. So you think you're going to slide over to the Baptist church and get love? Let me tell you something. Be very careful on the day you decide you want to get baptized. Shut up, queen. I'm just saying. Wouldn't want to have no nasty accidents or nothing. What happened, honey? The pastor, he had a stroke while he took her down and dipped in the water. Is it ever going to end, sweetheart? Because, you know, like the commenter said, you have to be exhausted at this point. There's no way you could still just keep going on like this. No, I'm being serious today. At night, what do you see at night when you go to sleep? Candus Black, what do you see when you go to sleep at night? Do you see that little girl's face? Do you hear her crying? As the movie says, have the lambs stopped crying, Candus? They're not going to stop crying. They're not going to cry until y'all stop crying until y'all tell the truth. It's amazing that you all can still live in that house in the middle of nowhere, God-forsaken territory, nothing back there in Hollerville. There's no way I would live back there. I wouldn't live back there if my children weren't missing. How about that? Honey, I've been exhausted. But in no way in the world, if I know I did something to my child, am I getting ready to live back up in that damn box and know I took her life back there in that property? And if I took her life not on the property, I still wouldn't want to go back there. Hell to the no. Do you hear little feet pitter-pattering around your box up there on Ben 10 Circle Way? What is it, 110? You know I make up stuff. 110 Ben Circle Way Drive. Not a very fancy name for an address, you know. Like 2210 Honeysuckle Way. Where do you live? Oh, I live at 2210 Honeysuckle Way. It's that subdivision around the corner with the gates. It's gated. Oh, yes, I've heard of that place. Oh, I hear you all have wonderful amenities. Where do you live? 110 Ben Circle Drive. Shut up, Angela. Exactly. No summer, no peace. Do you hear little feet at night when you're sleeping? Thought you heard something? Something scouring in the kitchen? Not a rat, not a skunk, but little bitty feet. Do you hear little feet going up and down those cellar steps to the dungeon? What's that noise, Don?
I didn't hear anything.
There's somebody in here. Go to sleep, Candus. There's nobody in here. Oh, but maybe there is. Imagine that. Sleeping in the dungeon where you kept a child. Dark cave, undignified for a boy or a girl. No life down there. Cold floor, cold walls. No wall-to-wall carpeting, shag carpeting, pink pillows, fluffy bed, pretty headboard, pretty linen. That's what a girl deserves. She didn't get that. Don't even have doors. If the house is paid for, you have to ask yourself, what the hell is going on? You don't have doors in your house, no privacy for nothing? Girl child at that. Boys need privacy. An older boy was what, 13? He needs privacy to put on his undergarments, clothes. Nobody wants anyone looking at them when they put their clothes and their undergarments on. But as somebody has said before, I believe anything went down at 110, and I concur. And that's the part of the story that gets dicey. What you don't know. Imagine that. Can, I don't think you should have a YouTube channel. That's my personal opinion. Because you don't have the right to have one. Until you can be truthful about June 15th, you don't have the right to have no damn channel. And putting up all this fake bullshit, buffoonery, it's disrespectful to the children, and it's disrespectful to the living, whether we know you or not. And I get it. People can make mistakes. People can be wrong about people. But I got a feeling I am not. And just looking at your YouTube channel and the buffoonery you have posted, pictures of church and festivals and missing people, and got the nerve to be rallying for some missing man. What do you care about that man missing? You don't care about your own child missing. What the hell is wrong with you? What? Please explain to me. The audacity to show a missing person's flyer on your channel. Why? When you don't do that for your own. Give us a date and time that you stood out in Rogersville with flyers, posters, or somewhere else. I'll wait. I will wait. But that's no difference than that thing up in New York. You go to his Facebook page. He's got missing people on his page. And I thought, what the hell is this? Why are these grimy people posting missing people's flyers on their Facebook pages and YouTube channels when they don't even care about their own children? Yes, I'm talking about that thing up in Gloversville. Missing person, missing person, missing person. And he ain't never took care of boy H. Do you all see the similarities? See, if you pay close attention, the writing has been on the wall. Evenly yoked. All of them. The living and the dead. All of these people touched corners. From New York to Kingsport to Rogersville. They are eerily similar. If you watch them closely, frankly, you don't even got to look that close. They act the same. They walk the same. They talk the same. Probably smell the same. They're ignorant. And yet you got these dodo birds running in behind them, snuffing their butt cheeks like they're, Kim Kardashian or Kanye West, some damn body important. They're not. Because you ass sniffers must be just as crazy as they are, and you must be child abusers. And I'm going to say that because I'm not rallying with nobody that I know has willingly abused their children and has not stood account for abusing their kids. Because this is ridiculous to have a new set of children that are no longer in the care of Miss Wells and Mr. Wells. This is no coincidence. Then you got that thing up there in New York. No different. Mother no longer living in Kingsport. Wayward children. This is no coincidence. All these lives touching. 6 degrees of separation. They all met up. Stay woke now. They all met up and became one. How in the hell is that an accident? Because it's not. So you ass sniffers, you like it because you see something in them that mirrors yourself. Boy H. When we go back into the looking glass, we have various opinions of Boy H, who is almost now legally grown. And we get or have gotten different accounts of his opinion of Candus Bly. During the Dundunna interview, he thought perhaps Candus did something to the child because of her previous behavior with playing duck, duck, goose on the phone, inebriated or high, saying her child was missing. So he thought, well, I just left her. It's hours later. She's calling me the child is missing. So I figured, yeah, she probably did something to the little girl. Now, drum roll, fast forward, 2024, he's going on a live stream saying that the parents love their children, always had them with them, don't know anything about child abuse or CPS visits, calls, and doesn't think that Candus Bly did anything to her girl child. So, Boy X, I want to ask you directly, why the change of heart? Or were you just putting on just to have something to do? I don't know. Because it's all baffling. And this would lead me to wonder, you making this commentary about Candus not having anything to do with the disappearance of Summer, if you have been talking to Candus Bly. So have you been talking to Candus H? If you have, when did you all start back talking? Did she come see your mother in the hospital? Has she been to Kingsport to see you? Visit, bring anything, such as groceries, give you a ride, since nobody has a damn car in Kingsport, except for Nala Birds, the Good Samaritan. Have you been in contact with Candus Bly and how long? And is that the reason why you said you don't believe she had anything to do with the child's disappearance? Or do you fear her? Or Mr. Don? Because something's not right. Why change your version? It's got to be a reason. See, sometimes I don't dwell on everything that's said in a story for the very reason you won't get the truth. So that's why I don't talk about certain things all the time in a live stream. And this is one of those subjects, but I decided to address it this time. Because I've been going in the YouTube queue tonight and I'm not liking the stuff I'm seeing, as I haven't liked anyway. Something off with this Boy H as of late. Now, I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, but there's something going on, and I want to know what the hell it is. So I'm going to ask one more time. H, have you been talking to Candus Bly? And if so, why? Did you ever stop talking to Candus Bly? How about that? And why did you change your version? Do you fear her? Did somebody threaten you? Or do you know something? I watched somebody's video tonight, a YouTuber I don't care for. But anywho, because they put on the fluff as well, they were talking about an altercation that took place, boy H, allegedly, that you told your girlfriend what happened to Summer Wells June 15th. And there was a big ruckus out in front of your house. Now, I do not know if this information is true or not, because with this case, you can't ever figure anything out because nobody can ever verify anything with the receipt. It's always gossip. He said and she said. And most of the people who repeat the gossip, they lie. So I don't take anything as truthful. How can I? But did you all argue in front of the house? It's alleged that the girlfriend went back and told her mother. This is where I'm getting real confused. The girlfriend, don't know if it's the same girlfriend you're dating now, went back and told her mother that you told her what happened, and then the mother confronted Allie. Is that true? Because what's going to be interesting is that all of you all were thick as thieves while Allie lay dying in the hospital. Checkmate. Now put that on paper. Help me understand. So, Nala Birds, I'm going to ask you, because you love talking on Allie's, a dead woman's Facebook page, a page that you all have yet to take down. Why? I don't know. Is your daughter the one that was told this alleged story about what happened to Summer? This is old news to Queen, okay? Well, new news. It's old to you all. It's new to me because I don't watch other people's networks pertaining to Summer Wells. Because what I have to tell myself, we're going to role play for just a second. You are the same one then. Your daughter is the same one then that H told the story to. Hypothetical. So what I have to say to myself, if this is true, why would you let your child hang with a boy that's been lying about what the hell happened to Summer Wells? I'll let that sit right there. Why would a decent human being allow their child to hang with a boy who obviously has not announced to the world that he knows something nefarious happened to the child? Why would you let your child hang with boy H? This makes no sense to me. This is if this is true now. Because you don't know what's true because all these people do is talk. So you don't know what the hell's true. But we're just saying hypothetical. Because I don't even trust the source that made the YouTube video. Because he puts on a lot of fluff for entertainment purposes. Your character as well, Miss Foster Mother. And as I've said in my past streams, I don't care for you either. Because what type of mother would allow her child to be having sexual relations with a boy, both minors, and they're both living in your house? Exactly, Random. What a web. So I'm going to say this until they find Summer Wells. This is an intricate web of street people. The very reason why you don't have any answers to a missing girl in the holler and 3 boys, which are her brothers, in foster care. A wayward 17-year-old out of Kingsport. Wayward father out of Gloversville, New York. Wayward woman letting her daughter mess with a wayward boy. And so on and so forth. Because they're street people. And when you have people who imbibe in drugs, alcohol, they don't have any manners, they don't have any direction, they don't have any goals, this is what you get. And what you need to always remember, if there was no YouTube, listen to me carefully. If there was no YouTube, no Facebook, no TikTok, these heathens would still be the same. You just wouldn't have heard about them. Imagine that. They are one and the same. Evenly yoked. The very reason they were all friends. Stupid Facebook posts, TikTok videos, putting on for the cameras. That girlfriend's mama, Nala Birds, just posing every 5 seconds on the Facebook page like she's 12. Say cheese. You know how you tell children to say cheese? Mommy's got the camera. Say cheese, baby. Say cheese. Just got her hand on her hips like she's 12. Grill in her mouth. Half a where is you going with that? And you got a slew of children, biracial children. Not to be disrespectful, but I'm just saying. You don't need Boy H in your fold, that baby girl or True or nobody else, because you don't got no direction. See, this is what I keep trying to tell everybody. If you look at all these people, they're all jacked up. That's the reason why they're talked about on YouTube. Because had they been living decent lives and the parents were rearing their children to be successful into sports and ballet or the Glee Club, you wouldn't even be talking about them. Think about it. If Boy H was doing something resourceful June 15th, 2021, you wouldn't even know his government name, nor his mother, father, or anybody else. That's the point I've been trying to make for 2.5 years. All these people are similar. The reason you know about them. But then I think back to something that's bothered me this week pertaining to Mr. Chris Madonna. How did you find Boy H? I'm curious. Does anybody know in the chat? Does anybody know in the chat how Boy H was found by Chris Madonna? Because he's never been interviewed by the news. So help me understand how Dundonna found him. I'll wait. I always tell you, people never pay attention to the small details. Stay woke. That's the one thing nobody ever talked about in the videos they make. How did Chris find Boy H? Hold on, everybody. Gotta send me a call in. Hold on. Through Candus. Well, how would he have found Candus? Because Boy H gave the interview first. I'm just curious. Robin. Chris Madonna said he did not pay because he said that during the live with Hunter. And Hunter said, I wouldn't have taken your money anyway. He went to see Allie from Candus. Well, think about that for just a second. Let's say that's true. Why would Candus want to tell a complete stranger that she had a 15-year-old in her presence and she didn't tell the news that? I tell everybody, you got to pay attention to the information because it doesn't make any logical sense. But even if it's from the swimming hole, he still didn't know the boy's name if he looked at YouTube. Somebody told him. He called the police himself, identified himself as a cop, and they spilled the beans. Something's off with that information, because I've never heard how Chris Madonna found Boy H. Very true. A very crazy sitcom. Yeah, pizza and soda pop. Well, that's all I would have offered too. Hey, I'll buy you all something to eat while we sit here and chop it up about this little girl. And as I've told you before, pertaining to Boy H, as I sit here and do this live stream at the end of the month of 2024, he has not been interviewed by any local news or national platform about June 15th. And none of you question why not. And why Candus never mentioned him to the news. You don't find that odd? And the news had to have heard the gossip about Boy H. So why not go to him? Well, I've heard you all say that. What does the age have to do with it? Who is Chris Madonna to give an interview of a child? A minor is a minor, no matter who he's talking to. What's the difference between the news and Chris Madonna? Help me understand. I don't see a difference. Yes, we know about the phone. What is the difference between WJHL and Chris Madonna? Please explain to me. Maybe I'm a little slow. The link is in the chat. If you have something you have to say about this Can YouTube channel and the posting of missing people, pretending to have empathy for her child, posting pictures and videos of her children that she does not have and made no attempt to retrieve back out of foster care. Boy H's rendition of her not having anything to do with the disappearance of the child. Is he covering for her? Did something terrible happen? And Boy H does know the truth, but he's been playing reindeer games with law officials and the public. Hit the link. This is your opportunity to be heard. 227 in the room. Make it count. Well, Kung Fu, I don't see no difference between the news and Chris Madonna, quite frankly. It's just a person asking you what happened. You're either going to tell the truth or you're not. Well, did he see something? And he lied this time. Was scared the first time. I don't know. I don't really know what to think, because none of it makes any sense to me. So I'm going to ask Boy H this. If you're rooting for Candus now to put on that they love the kids, blah, 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 what did you actually tell TBI and Hawkins County Sheriff's Department? Did you tell them the truth about the vape and the tea, and that you did not think she hurt the child, or that she did? Which version did you give to the police? Because I am very, very curious. See, one thing people got to remember about giving a version. I could tell you one thing and tell the police something else. Because it seems to me that's what has happened in this story pertaining to June 15th. Candus has given a different version to WJHL, to TBI, to Chris Madonna. Checkmate. So perhaps Boy H has done the same. I'll tell this on a live 2 years later, but I told TBI something else. Stay woke. And what if it's true that these people were arguing about something he told the girlfriend, and the girlfriend went back and told her mother, then the mother went and told Allie, but yet they're all in cahoots together before this woman died? What the hell is going on? But see, you don't know what to believe because there's nobody that you could trust to tell the truth about anything. And I can't see holding that secret because I've told people H can't hold that secret if something happened to Summer. And the fact that he's going on live streams pretending to be gangster when we know the code in the street is to always be quiet no matter what. He definitely told somebody about Summer if something happened. Now, let's go here. Something happened to Summer. He witnessed it, covered it up. Who is going to now tell on Boy H and Candus Bly? I'll wait. So let's talk to the girlfriend. Girlfriend, do you know something that you should be telling us or the police? It would have believed this alleged rumor from a YouTuber from a year ago. Because how can you hold a secret about a little girl? If Boy H did see something, cover something up for Candus Bly, maybe there is a reason why she went over to the house. It was more than just twisted tea and a vape. You better not say nothing. I'm trusting you. I'll get in trouble. I'll go to jail. They'll take my kids. You don't want that to happen to you. I love my kids. I don't want to go to jail. Did it kind of go like that, Candus? Boy H? What happened to Summer Wells? Who is going to ever tell the truth about this child? Because it is redundant at this point. And I'm going to say to Candus, it is so blasphemous for you to post things to social media about those children when you never cared for them. The audacity to show videos of the children, pictures of Summer. The other pictures people have been posting as of late where the child looks unkempt. But that's the truth and the whole truth because you never cared for your kids. So as I told people, imagine what you don't know, what you have not seen and heard at the Wells house. Probably a whole lot of funky business that went on up there at 110. And what about the people you haven't heard from or heard of? Checkmate. I tell you, ain't nobody woke. You want me to believe that there's nobody else missing from this story with all I have seen and heard of these people? I just want you to think about that now. With all you've seen and heard in 2.5 years, you think that you have seen and heard everybody known to these people up there in Rogersville and Kingsport. Better think again. There's probably somebody lying around right now watching every YouTube upload, live stream, laughing. They never heard of me. They don't know my government name. They ain't made a YouTube video about me. They haven't knocked on my door. Imagine that. You see, I'm going to say it and keep saying it. Beware of the messenger. Excuse me. Beware of the message. And know that how something looks, it may not be that. And know that the people that you have seen in the story jump in the story may not be the key to the story. You have focused all your attention on Ben Hill Circle Way and the inhabitants of that street. Maybe you have lost focus. You have focused on Kingsport, Boy H, his mother, the sister, this and that. Very small few in Kingsport. But imagine the people who may have knowledge, information that you don't know about. And you're steady beating a dead horse about who lived at 110 Ben Circle Way, that street. As I said, imagine somebody is lying in the cut, laughing at all the uploads, saying they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. Because let me tell you this. If indeed somebody else is involved besides the parents are going to make sure to never reveal that person for obvious reasons. Because then they would have to ding, 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 implicate themselves. So while everybody's bumping their gums and heads against brick walls, worrying about Hollerville and who did what on that street and who's involved, did it ever occur to you somebody else may be involved that is out of that jurisdiction? Not even on that street. Don't even live in Rogersville. You have to pay attention to the details. I've been seeing content about burner phones, devices coming back up. Candus, Don, did you give law enforcement all of your devices that you own? Somebody's got some content up about some old pictures, possibly, because I don't care for that YouTuber either. Nefarious pictures, maybe something was seen by mistake. I don't know. See, with these people, you never know what's the truth. But did you give all your devices? Candus, did you keep a separate phone? Do you all have something nefarious in nature on your other phones, devices, iPads, straight talk phones? You understand what I'm saying? Why have you all been so quiet? Some people are curious. I always say, let sleeping dogs lie. Why go dig up the dead? Leave them folks alone. See, sometimes we get excited when people come forward with information about people and we think we know what's going on, but sometimes we don't. Because it's just easy to just focus on that little bit of information, such as the Jody Sue and the Andy and all of those shenanigans, things that I never dwelled on my network for the obvious reason. I was already in the abyss. Why sink any lower? I didn't want to. Because when I get a feeling that I'm not getting correct information, I just leave well enough alone. Like I said, it will be interesting to find out that somebody else has information to this story, maybe more than one, and they hold the key to the disappearance of Summer Wells, and they have not been mentioned on YouTube. Because you see, YouTube can exacerbate a situation. You see somebody standing on the pavement next to somebody, and then all of a sudden you start digging into who that person is. And next thing you know, you make a YouTube video about them. And then everybody starts chiming in what they found, what they heard. But it may not be nothing. Just something about them you didn't care for. Now you think they're suspicious. And I've always told people that sometimes what you think is going on, it ain't. So all that digging and making live streams about Robin and the flute guy and this Jody Sue and Andy and the Doug, you may be looking in the wrong place. Because the place that you need to look might be untouchable. Just saying. Might be untouchable. Hello, Margaret. Good to see you, sweetie. Can't go find what doesn't want to be found. Kind of like this baby. I'm not going to let you all find out where she is or who has her, if indeed she was given away, sold, bartered. Do you think I'm stupid? Look at you fools up there making live streams about us. You have no idea what happened to Summer. Isn't that what you were saying, Dawn, Candus? The fake tears and putting on. I was watching you earlier and I said, look at her. She's about to start crying. And then I waited a minute. Then I said, no. Yeah, here it comes. Clockwork. But you couldn't cry for your baby during a news broadcast. And there are people who have children missing 30 years, 40 years, murdered children. And they cry as soon as they start talking about them. But not you. Not Don. Just stupid people talk, goofy talk about resurrection and seeing her again. You see, I was looking at a Facebook friend of those people in Kingsport tonight. And it was something that a lady was saying that kind of chimes into what I'm saying here. She kept saying she didn't want to live. I have nothing to live for. I'm ready to go be with such and such and such and such. So I didn't know who she was talking about. I didn't know if she was talking about her cats or dogs. They're dead. What? I thought, who the hell wants to kill themselves or be dead because their cats are gone or dogs are gone? Just hanging there with me because I'm going somewhere with this. I want to be with them. I want to be with them. I don't have anything to live for. There's nothing here. There's no life here. No meaning. You see, where I'm going with this is this lady. She's friends with those Kingsport people. She's speaking of things or persons or animals that are dead. Stay woke. Is somebody in the chat following where I'm going with this? I want to be with them. I have nothing to live for. There's no life here. You see, you only talk like that when the person is dead. Bingo card. Hello. Anybody listening down there in the chat? You only talk about not wanting life. You don't have anything to live for. I'll see you in the resurrection if you already know that they're dead. Checkmate. Can I get a witness? Donna Wells, you've mentioned it about 2 times in public interviews to the news. First interview, you said, I'll see her in the resurrection. And then a year or so later, you mentioned it again, different format, same connotation. And if I didn't know any better, I would say you already know where Summer is. So that's the purpose of talking about the resurrection. And I'll see you soon. You were saying resurrection and she hadn't even gone 2 weeks. Who loses hope that fast? You have no hope for your child to be recovered in just 2 weeks? My goodness. I'll see you in the resurrection. Nah, I don't know if you're going to see her in the resurrection unless God is going to favor you. And they say he's a favorable God. But if you did what I think you did to Summer Wells, I'm hoping you don't see her in the resurrection. How about that? See, this leads me to believe that you all harmed her and discarded her. So it was easy to go in front of a news camera, holding your baby, your boy child, using him as a prop, because this is what narcissists and sociopaths do. They manipulate people and groom them. Squeezing on the boy's shoulder, he's looking down, he's uncomfortable because that wasn't the place for a boy child to be. But this is what you've been doing to your children. Manipulation. You two know where she is. And I just find it disturbing that you can hold up this charade as long as you have, because this is getting winded. But then I have to tell myself, look at the people who've gotten their children missing deliberately, and they continue to lie and say their child's missing, don't know where they are, they were kidnapped, this and that, and they know damn well where that baby is. So I pray that if you all told anybody, such as Boy H, that he tells the truth. And if indeed he told a friend, a girlfriend, they tell the truth. Because this is how sickness breeds. People holding the truth to death, mischief, and mayhem, and you never tell anybody. And the next thing we know, you're wrapped up in a psycho story just like the Summer Wells story. And then we're making YouTube videos about you. If anybody out there knows anything about this baby, tell the authorities, please, so we can put an end to this nonsense. Because I'm tired of these people manipulating the public and looking for gullible guppies to wind them up that they care for their child. They don't. Because what you have to do is look at what has already transpired. They have bad history with raising children. They do not talk to their other children. And the 4 that they have between the both of them, they no longer have. And made no attempt to get their boys back. That shows cause and effect. You don't even want the ones that we can see that are living. Why not? So why would I believe you didn't harm the girl? See, a lot of you kept saying, oh, they favored the boys, they favored the boys. Oh, she favored the boys. Well, you can't say that now because she has made no attempt to even get the damn boys back. I don't care what they asked them to do. Hypothetical. Hey, we have a list of things we want you to do in order to get your boys back. Well, they didn't do it. So there was no love for them either, if you thought they liked the boys better. If you thought Candus couldn't connect with Summer, didn't love her, didn't like her, well, she don't love the boys. Checkmate.